It's Friday, July 23rd, and let's close out this week. I'm GHK Lal on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Thank you for joining us, and I trust that you are being encouraged, I don't know if the word is enlightened by these programs, in these little sharings. I like that better. These little conversations. And from my perspective, they do have a national range, a national meaning. And today's topic I selected is this one. Judiciary introduces virtual hearing interview rooms for domestic violence court cases. And that's good. I like that. Domestic violence is something I dislike, and most of us, all of us should dislike. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way. But domestic violence is a plague, and I'll tell you how, just from this very thing, this very article that spoke to virtual hearing and interview rooms. There's a stigma attached to domestic violence. Women don't want to come forward. When they come forward, they don't want to be mocked. They don't want to be insulted and scorned. So interview rooms, privacy, confidentiality, all those matter. But there was something that the Chancellor of the Judiciary, Ms. Yonette Cummings Edwards, pointed to that really startled me. Dealt with over 5,000 domestic violence cases last year. In fact, according to the Chancellor, it was 5,758 domestic violence matters that were dealt with by the court within that year. That's 2019-20. Oh my God. 5,758 domestic violence cases that actually reached the court? We're a small society. We're 750,000 people. Half of those are children. More than half of those are young people. So, what does this say about this national scourge, this national embarrassment? And we know that if 5,758 cases made it to the courts, what is that? That's not all of them. I don't think it's even half of them. Look, I don't have any statistics. I'm just using common sense. Most women do not come out. Men, certainly, far fewer men that get abused or are victims of violence in the house, they will not come out. Most of them will not come out. It's 1 in 100, maybe 1 in 500. Shame. The disgrace of it all. Here's this. But 5,700 plus women, the cases, or domestic violence cases, actually made it to the courts. So how many did not come up? In addition to that, of the 5,700 plus, 20% were adjudicated. Now, that's 1 in 5. That's just, let me see, that's 512. That's 1,100. That's 1,100 out of 5,700. It tells me that somebody may have withdrawn, the abused party, or the police file was not in some instances properly compiled. And we know it happens as far as in capital offenses cases like murders and arson, where the files are tampered with, where the files are incomplete. So why would it not happen with something as, shall I say, obscure, as minimal in the eyes of some as domestic violence, as a nuisance crime, so to speak, in the minds of some macho policemen? So I just lay it on the table. I just laid on the table that we only have a 20% conviction rate. 5,700 is a staggering number for a small place like this. Yes, the pandemic was on, people were home, people are frustrated, but at the same time, this is still too much. Every time I think we are making some progress, the news is silent about instances of flaring domestic violence. We are reminded of the sum of it of the aggregate nature of domestic violence and what it does to the society, the trauma, the fear, the injury, and the fatalities. We have to do our part as neighbors, as community members. We have to be alert, and we have to say something. Silence is not an option. Let's do our part. Let the police do its part, and the judiciary is trying to do its part. So, until the next time, GHK Lal on Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5 FM. Thank you for joining the National Outlook.